Director of Photography for National Geographic Travel. So that means I take care of pictures for Traveler Magazine and Travel Online. And this year was the 30th year of Traveler Magazine. And we had the great experience of going through 30 years worth of magazines to pick the photographs that we remembered over those years. And it was really surprising. It was a great experience. Some of the speakers here, Bob Christ and Susan Soybert, their pictures are some of the ones that we selected. And so I thought I would just give you a little presentation of the photos we love at Traveler Magazine and why we like them. Now you might notice that some of these pictures are a little bit rougher maybe than what we think would be a quote unquote good picture, because we really love interesting pictures. I think sometimes the emotional impact of the photograph is what's more important to us at National Geographic than some of the other aspects. I'm going to take a second to plug in this remote. Okay. So here, what do we like about the pictures? We like pictures that have a sense of place, particularly at Traveler Magazine. National Geographic Traveler seeks to put readers into the destinations we travel to. We like defining light. Photographs speak through the light, and light defines the mood and feeling of the place. And most importantly, travel is made up of moments that reshape our lives, things that happen to us and around us. So as photographs, we want to see what does the place look like, but we also want to see what did it feel like to be there. A number of years ago, Steve McCurry, we asked him about his favorite place to travel. And he said Taj Mahal. And we kind of looked at him sideways like, well, that's, you know, isn't that sort of obvious, Steve? And he said, no, really, if you haven't been there, it's a great place. So we asked him to go shoot a new picture for us of Taj Mahal. And this photograph was done back in the days of film. And I remember looking through the pictures and coming across this scene. And I thought, well, I liked that, but I can't really run a picture of the Taj Mahal upside down, can I? And I kept taking the pictures that he pulled back a little bit further. And when we finally got down to choosing the last photo, this really was the one. And I thought, you know, it's really interesting to think about the intentionality of the photograph and not get too worked up about rules.
Okay, so that just sort of introduces, it's a really good good video. It's about a 40-minute video. And he goes on to a lot of different pictures after this and talks about why he likes them and why he doesn't. It gets back to those topics of capturing a moment. There's people out there, Jay Mazzell and stuff, talk about gesture and street photography. The light is important, a sense of place, things like that. So let's get into some of the pictures that you guys sent in. What I'd like you to do is explain your picture and what is it you like about it? I mean, this is Bill Baird's picture. Can you see it okay? Okay, hey, Bill, it's up to you.
Of course it's Bill.
Well, the kissing cow. Well, I was over in Montgomery, Texas, driving around, and I was really looking for interesting looking old buildings, but I turned on this side street, and here that girl was out in the swing, and a cow in the pasture, and he walked right up to her and started kissing her like crazy, you know. So I really like it.
It's nice.
That's a good picture, and that's just perfect, because even you could probably critique the picture from things like focus and everything else. It's still a great picture, you know. It says a lot. It makes you laugh, but it has, you know, it's a good deal.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be there right at the right moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, that's great.
Good, Bill.
I was out in San Francisco at a meeting, and but one afternoon I was out wandering around on the streets looking for pictures, and had my camera with me, and came upon these two ladies here, and they were so unusual. I had to get a picture, and so I got to talking with them. They say they're twins, but every Saturday afternoon they get dressed up in different outfits, but identical outfits, and they come down and wander around the streets of San Francisco. Being San Francisco, I'm not sure what persuasion they might be, but
you're lucky to have clothes on.
I did have, up until Harvey, a newspaper clipping with essentially the same picture telling about them. So it's they're a genuine article, I guess, for what they do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Just was out of Santa Fe on the square in Santa Fe, and I'm walking around, and I just had to get this picture there. Every time I look at this, I laugh because those two ladies looking at me like, "You crazy idiot! What in the world? Would you please get out of my sight?" So,
But what's funny is the guy looking at them.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is funny. It's a great picture. Yeah, I love street photography for that reason. I mean, the interesting things you get.
I would say Bill here is tapping into Diane Arbus or something really great street photographer. It's like that one of the twins. I mean, I've been to San Francisco and I've seen stuff like that. That's incredible.
I enjoy taking people pictures, and so
yeah,
that's the reason I submitted these here.
Yeah, I love the belt that the lady's wearing, the crosses and all that. Oh, she's got a lot of crosses. I love the guy's expression. It's great.
They immediately got up and left.
Well,
My sisters and I rebelled at dressing alike in about the 3rd grade. I don't think we've done it since.
But you could do a threesome. That would be great. Well, as long as we're doing people, I'll just do mine here.
Wow.
This was a fisherman in Italy. It was can't remember where it was. He's not looking at the camera, and probably there's some issues. I got him framed, central framing, and all that. You can probably critique whatever you like, but I like the grit. He's a gritty-looking character doing his craft. So sense of place.
Picture. That could be a painting.
Yeah,
hey, Chuck, could you hit maximize on your frame there and make it cover your whole? That's nicer. It just gives us the whole.
Is that better?
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's I love street photography, and that was just walking around this little town and found this guy working on his nets. Do
you get permission?
No. Because then you don't have a street photography is supposed to be candid. If you have a permission, then they're going to pose for you. You know, this one here was in Sicily. These two Sicilians here. I don't know if that's the mafia boss and the cop or who they are, but they almost look like brothers. You know, the expression was just so Sicilian. I liked it. Again, they're not looking at the camera or anything else.
I like it in black and white too.
Yeah, very gritty.
Yeah, it's gritty. And then my final one here, blew out the sky. Probably a lot wrong with this picture. It's the Spanish Steps in Rome. It was late evening. The sun was going down over the city. There's probably lens flare on this. There's a lot of things that you could find wrong. For some reason, I really love this picture because it captured the moment. It's a sense of place. The guy's walking along, pointing to the artwork there. The artist is over there sitting there waiting for somebody to buy his stuff. Did you buy one? No, I didn't. and the sun is washing over everything as it was then. The sun was very bright, low on the horizon, sort of blowing everything out. But that was the sort of the feeling of the place, and that it captured what I felt. You know, you could definitely expose that different. Try to expose for the sky and do a double exposure, whatever it is, but it wouldn't capture the same thing. Against black and white, to me, is the right thing to do on this one.
Sepia.
Sepia.
Oh, it's me. Okay. So every Christmas when we get together with the local families here, my wife and daughter-in-laws try and conspire to make me do a family portrait of all the kids and their little Christmas. If any of you, did any of you ever have to wear Christmas clothes like this? Because they're always starchy and woolly and uncomfortable. And we made them all dress up, and we were going to do this portrait. And it was about 5 o'clock, and little Emily had a little too much Christmas. So we, and what I love about it, I was all ready to do this like tight portrait with vignetting and soft focus, and I backed out and I put on a different lens and I shot this. And what I love is the two brothers who are so sheepish and embarrassed, the little sister who is confused, like what's going to happen next, and the older blonde-haired sister who's like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And it's one of those that this is better than anything I could have taken that would have been a portrait. So,
well, you know, that's true, Chris. That's true. It's these kind of pictures that will stay with you and they'll make history.
And I will be showing this when Emily, the one in the foreground, has her wedding. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You will. That's right.
This is my example of surprise me when things go wrong and what you end up pulling out of it. And I love this shot.
Yeah, so really don't be too tough on ourselves about what's in the picture, because these are the ones that stay. These are the ones.
That's right. That's right.
I love this one.
So this is a good reason why they don't hire Chris Summers to be your wedding photographer. So I always offer with family to take pictures at their wedding behind the professional, getting the unseen shots. I tend to shoot editorial style, and I could have done a nice portrait of the bride and groom and the father of the bride, who's my brother-in-law. Instead, I grabbed this shot, and I love how my brother-in-law and Chuck and others will be happy. He's a Nikon user, so he's getting something with his Nikon. He's a very good photographer. The groom, it was a Catholic wedding, so you know it's a long wedding. He's got to check his messages because he may have missed some important messages. And the bride has this pensive look like, is this all worth it? I love this shot, so it's just that's why I'm not a wedding photographer.
Yeah,
I think it's funny.
That is a good picture. Yeah, thanks a lot. That was great.
Okay. So I grew up in the school of professional photography with a view camera, and you make all your verticals and horizontals very square and straight, and get rid of keystoning. And we were in Brisbane. My wife had a project there, and we were there for like a month. And we had an apartment in downtown Brisbane. And this was this tiny little postage stamp of a pool. And I thought, I'm going to go swimming. And it was cold. Even though it was hot outside, the water was freezing because this is the only sunlight that came in between these buildings. So I got out of the pool and I lay down on this. I dried off and I lay down on the thing. And I looked up and I thought, I'm going to grab my cell phone and take a picture of this because it's like everything's wrong with this as an architectural.
Yeah, that's so cool.
On the other hand, it shows what it was, and it was really a canyon. And I hate to say it, but that building with the red cranes, they did construction about 24 hours a day. So at 3 a.m, you could hear them working. This is my architectural gone wrong, but also it does create the mood of the moment.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it gives a sense of place, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Emily, I left all 4 pictures in for you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't know which one to remove. Okay.
Oh, it was the third one, but oh well.
Okay.
I took none of the pictures I'm showing you today. This was one that my father took. He was our family were missionaries in Iran when I was little, and this beggar man is in Tehran in the gate begging for alms, and he has patch on patch on patch, but such a magnificent face.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I just love this photograph.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
And then my mother was also a missionary kid in Korea. She was born in Korea. And this is an acolyte and her fishing. She caught 29 fish this day.
I see that.
Peanut. So I thought it was interesting. And then this is also in Korea. And this is their version of a seesaw. They put a board across something and then they jump on it. And they did the same thing in Alaska. With a seesaw, kind of a board across some kind of rounded objects, and they jump. It always impressed the heck out of me seeing these pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, did we go backwards?
No, did I go back? I'm sorry. No, that's it.
Oh.
Let me go back. No, that's it. Sorry.
Okay.
No.
Very nice.
Okay.
Is this Jim's? Is
I'm
this
not,
Jim Everard's?
that's probably is, yeah.
Okay. He said to let you know that this is from Wilmington, North Carolina, at a nature preserve. And he doesn't usually do birds, but he thought the swan was absolutely gorgeous. So
Yeah.
he took a couple pictures of it. And it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to get something quite like that. He has the feathers and everything pretty nice on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I think the red beak really helps pull it too.
Yeah, yeah.
There
And
it is.
white birds are hard to photograph. You have to kind of underexpose.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. The same.
Nice reflection on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice symmetry, right? I'm getting thunder out there. I'm not sure what happened here. A second. Let me. Why is that so big? Let me.
That's mine.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's yours. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Last month I went to the Grand Canyon and had Adam Shello drag us around on the edge of the canyon. One afternoon, he took us out in this meadow and said we were going to try something different. And so what we were supposed to do is set our camera up, in this case here, for a 2-second exposure. And he wanted us to move the camera vertically, so we blurred the image on purpose.
ICM, yeah.
And I tried this for a while and got pretty disgusted with it because I don't think it accomplished what I wanted to do. And my wife used to like Monet type of prints. And so if you go to the next one, why I think this one came out a lot better. So it's a 1-second exposure, different type of plants, but only about a 1/4 inch movement in the camera with a 1-second exposure. And I think it came out with something that was almost acceptable.
Yeah.
So I spent about an hour and a half one afternoon out there running around this little park area with some trees and flowers and stuff, trying to figure out how to take pictures and move my camera correctly so they came out looking halfway decent.
That makes a big difference. If you get an app on the iPhone, you can get something called Slow Shutter, I think, app. You can do the same thing on the iPhone, which is sort of fun to do.
And ICM is becoming a very popular theme and stuff. And it's just, there's all different variations of photography, but I've seen a lot of this stuff done. It's quite interesting sometimes.
It is, yeah.
I don't know if I'll use it very much in the future, but I guess it was good to learn.
But it's fun. It is fun to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my surprise was going to the Dolomites. I've never seen land so beautiful in all my life, and all the hiking that we did. And this church is the Holy Cross Church, and it's on top of a mountain, but it's not at the top of the mountain.
That's me sitting.
You're sitting there? Oh yeah. Okay. He is sitting there by the little barn. But we went hiking up further and looked down, and the views are just gorgeous. This is a 2 gondola ride to get there, though.
So are these people going to church, all these people, for service?
They had 3 services while we were there. This was on a Tuesday morning, and due to the COVID, the service had to be held outside the church, which is the white building there, and it was on the left side there. Wow. And then afterwards, they start walking down a ways, the whole progression, the band, the choirs and all that, they walk down, and then they come back up the hill on the other side, and then they had their next service, and then they did it again and did another service.
Well, I hope they serve donuts or something, because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, that building there to the right is where you go and you eat everything you want in sight.
Okay. That's where the beer is, and that's where the coffee is, and whatever.
It sounds
else.
like that's like Methodist, meeting and greeting. So.
Yeah, it was just beautiful.
Clark say where he was sitting, didn't you?
Yeah, right.
Right by the barn.
Oh, the Dolomites were just absolutely beautiful. I've never been up and down so much in my life. I felt like on the roads we were either on a roller coaster or a tilt-a-whirl with all the switchbacks and everything. But this is another gondola up to go, and then we ate. Well, it was a good chairlift, right? To go up, and we ate at the top. but there was still more to go up if you wanted to, but we just went up there and you could see so far, so far. It's beautiful.
That has such
Is that
a
picture
nice,
behind you? No, I'm sorry. Is that picture behind you from the same trip?
Oh, both, yeah. All
Yeah.
the 3 pictures I'm going to show are all from the same trip.
Yeah.
We had
Okay.
9 days of hiking. All we did is hike.
Wow.
that's such a nice,
No, we
nice
rode it
sense of depth in that picture too. It really gives you a sense of depth. It takes your
Yeah.
breath
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Ooh.
And that we went by and I just got captivated with nature, the clouds at the top that was holding it together. It was just
Yeah.
it was just beautiful. Everything was beautiful over there. I just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it was good. You need to go if you haven't.
Yeah. Okay. Got that on our list. Got next here.
Okay.
Okay, let me do something. I'm not sure exactly who's these. This is Scott Myers. Scott's not here tonight, I don't think.
It's like glass.
That's yeah, that's
gorgeous.
glass sculpture.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where that is, but that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's a starfish or something. I saw something like this in Alaska. Yeah.
Oh.
Julie had a student that did that kind of stuff. The glass sculptor, Chihuly.
And then this was Scott's also. Somebody committing suicide, I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
Jumping from one arch to the other. Woo.
You know, this this person does not have a rope or anything on.
No.
I don't see anything holding them up.
Photoshop.
Yeah, okay. Well, that scares me.
It scares me too.
Yeah.